The PlayStation 5 is about to get a major upgrade. The unannounced console, referred to as the PS5 Pro, appears to have just had its specs leaked, giving us our first look at what this half-step gaming machine might do. Here's everything we know and what it means for you. Leaked yesterday from a report by Insider Gaming, which confirms that the documentation leaked is from a PlayStation developer portal shared with third-party studios. This comes a few weeks after Sony Vice President Naomi Matsuoka mentioned that the PS5 was entering its later stage of its life cycle. Looking back at the previous generation, the PlayStation 4 received its Pro model in November of 2016, 3 years after the original PS4 launched. The PS5 turns 4 this holiday season, so an upgraded console at this time would make sense. Sony's updated console, codenamed Trinity in these reports, will be targeting improved and consistent frames per second at 4K resolution, as well as a new performance mode for 8K resolution as a primary focus. This would be a very welcomed improvement, considering current consoles often have to limit the player to either 1080p resolutions at 60 frames per second, or 4K resolutions for a dropped 30 frames. Here's hoping that split moves up to 4K at 60 frames per second, while the 8K option drops the frames back down. As someone who doesn't have an 8K TV, like most people, having the default for games be 4K 60 is totally fine by me. The report also detailed several other upgrades, such as 45% faster rendering than the current PlayStation 5, and 2 to 3 times more ray tracing capability, with a caveat mentioning 4 times in some cases. It will also support an upscaling or anti-aliasing solution called PlayStation Spectral Super Resolution Upscaling, or PSSR, which will help with its support for the previously mentioned 8K resolutions. The console's CPU will remain as is, but now has a high CPU frequency mode, which actually boosts it to 3.85 GHz, resulting in a 10% increase. Just like the recently released PS5 Slim that we saw late last year, this Pro model will also have a detachable disk drive. I actually reviewed that Slim console when we got our hands on it, and I'll link to that video now if you're interested. Insider Gaming continues by mentioning that dev kits, which are very early versions of the consoles, have been shared with first-party studios since September 2023, and with third-party studios since January of this year. There are plans for test kits which will be identical to the final product, available to their studio partners sometime this spring. It's reported that the PS5 Pro is tentatively aiming for a holiday 2024 release. But what do you think? Would you upgrade your PlayStation to a new model, or are you totally happy as is? Let me know in the comments, and thanks for watching.